Welcome back, Nerdiverse. Welcome back, Nerdiverse. Welcome back, Nerdiverse. This is the Masters of the Nerdiverse podcast, where we always have such sights to show you. This awesome podcast can be found live on YouTube. It can be found live on Twitch right now. So if you want to stop by and say hi, we'll be more than happy to say yerp and give you a salute. I'm, of course, Master of the Nerdiverse, Mike G. With me is my also master, the Jedi Counselor himself, known as Wash. We're coming in hot. What's good, buddy?
Yo, what up? It is Friday. It is a Friday. Mid-fall vibes. Weather's turning. Sweaters are out. People got their pumpkin, whatever. I got wine. It's Friday.
That's, have you ever had pumpkin spice wine?
No, I don't.
No,
I'm
no.
good.
I
Eh,
will say this.
All right.
Shout out to Vita Renee. She put me on some. Will Wheaton has his own beer called Woot Stout, and it's pumpkin spiced, and it's quite delicious.
Alert. Weekend alert coming in. I mean, find it. A nice
Yes,
stout. There
a
you
nice
go.
a nice Woot Stout. It has very fall flavors to it. You kind of want meat with it, bruh. It's well balanced.
You know what
I
else would go well with a nice stout and fall? A little Romero double feature.
How about that? We just did a Romero double feature that, if I must say, was one of our best reviews ever. So go check that out on our channel, Masters of Nerdiverse Podcast. Show that episode some love, please, because I think we cooked. How do you feel about that one, Wash?
I love the episode. I've been thinking about it ever since. Been thinking about the movies ever since. Like it's just been there. It's kind of it gave me the same. It might become like a new thing. It gave me the same vibe as like watching A Christmas Story does in early December. You don't wait till like the week of the 20th. You know what I mean? That crap's on like December 3rd, and you're like, and you get the house ready a tad early. That's how that felt, and that's kind of the vibe that I have going in the entire rest of the month. So yeah, check that out. It's good
I,
stuff.
it's good stuff. Please check it out. We're going to be running some shorts on it next week. I'm going to find some interesting clips to put up so you guys show those some love as well. And yeah, those movies feel like a warm blanket after watching them. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like how the Grinch Stole Christmas on December
Yeah,
13th. You know what I mean? Just
yeah,
sets the house off. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So check
Absolutely.
check those out. And before we jump into tonight's episode, I always want to remind everyone to please like our content. Let us show us some love, spread the word, subscribe to our channel so that you're made aware whenever new episodes are live, and comment. Let us know how we're doing, good, bad, and everything in between. We are growing. We're a small but mighty channel. We're like Mighty Mouse. Are you ever read that comic Mouse Guard, where it's
I'm
about
not familiar
uh
with Mouse Guard, but I was a huge Mighty Mouse fan. Like I would watch
bro,
Mighty Mouse now.
imagine this, Lord of the Rings, but it's set to mice with capes and swords fighting battle owls and shit in like the forest.
Oh, oh,
Yeah,
that sounds pretty cool.
Mouse Guard is the realest, bro. Like they ride cats and stuff, bro. Like it's super sick, dude. Like
Oh
Mouse.
yeah, I've seen this. Where have I seen this? Did they make a game out of that?
No, it's one of those things where it's just like it's a sick comic that you think would have been like adapted to other stuff, but I've only ever seen it in like trade paperback form, bro. It's goaded.
Unfortunately, the only mouse animation that I have read is something that I sold because I had it, and it's called Moss, and it's a Pulitzer Prize winning graphic novel that tells the story about a father's experience as a Holocaust survivor, where the
Yeah, the
Jews
most
are depicted
depressing.
as I got it and I'm like, oh, okay, well, let me take a look at this. And I was like,
Yeah, it's like,
oh,
yeah, I have an evening free. I'm gonna watch Passion of the Christ. You know what I mean? Like it's one of
no.
those. Nah,
No,
that's a hot one and done right there. I did it.
no.
You know what I'm saying? I did it, and that's all I need, bro.
Mm.
Oh my goodness, man! You excited about tonight's episode?
let's roll, man. It's Friday. I'm stoked.
It's Friday. Let's go. Masters of the Nerdiverse podcast episode 138. Assassin Splash Mountain. That is a super deep cut that hopefully I'll be able to go into later on in the episode. Tonight, we're talking The Witcher season 4 with Liam Hemsworth, bruh. The TMNT2 trailer where they have to go to New Jersey. Pray for them, please. Predator Badlands is rated PG-13. WTF? And Marvel's Wonder Man is showing up as a teaser trailer. As I ask you for all of these episodes, Wash, of these four talking points, these four news pieces, which one tickles the brain the most?
I guess I would I was most curious in regards to Predator Badlands and this decision. And at first, on face value, you don't think much of it, but I'll get there in a second. So, a little bit of a teaser for folks. I'd like to
Teaser.
mention something that's not on this list. We're going to try and get this right this evening. New York City Comic Con started yesterday. So, news is going to be breaking all weekend, all types of cool stuff coming all weekend. And yeah, just as a heads up.
I saw some crazy news about this comic art going on called DCKO, where it's pretty much they're doing the Enter the Dragon tournament for DC Comics, and
Oh,
it's and all the warriors are showing up. Like, I'm not gonna front. I saw a picture of Sub Zero, bro. Why is Sub Zero in the DC universe, Doug? DC is starting to put their DC is. I'm telling you, DC is cooking, bro. This is what we talked about last week.
yeah.
DC is cooking. I don't know. I think they have like the 1,000 yard stare. Like, we're about to be so. We have nothing to lose. Let's just do everything before it's too late. One last party, bro. That's what they feel like. But who? I don't know. People said I was crazy. I saw the responses on TikTok. People say, "Hey,
I
Mike, you're crazy," but stuff like that. I mean,
it's one of those things I'm gonna have to see it to believe it. And unfortunately, Superman is still on my to-do list. I have not gotten to it yet. God willing, this weekend. But every weekend something comes up. So, yeah.
hey, speaking of weeks and weekends, Wash, how was your week?
My week. Good week. Good week. I don't think as busy as last week news wise. There's kind of a little bit of a flow that goes in and out within my nerdiverse. But this week was more of a book heavy week. A couple of books of note. First book that I will bring up is one that you were probably interested in, and it is Star Wars Battle Scars, and it follows the Survivor crew. Is that what they're called from Survivor, Jedi Survivor with Cal
Yes,
Kestis? Is that
Cal
what they're considered?
Kestis. Yeah,
Yes,
the Survivor Squad. Yeah,
the Survivor Squad, and it follows the
yeah.
Survivor Squad in between the games. But I can never remember the first name of the first one. I've been trying to think of it all day because
Uh,
I did a review
the
earlier.
Jedi Survivor
Uh,
is the second one, and Jedi Fallen Order is the first one.
Fallen Order's the first one, yes. So it's between Fallen Order and Survivor, and the crew is kind of at I don't want to call it a breaking point, but a real like coming to earth point about what is it exactly that we're doing. We're like one grain of sand against a giant, you know, empire. Like, what are we doing? And so we won't go into a full review here, but it did give you something that I'd like to see more within the Star Wars universe, and that is a tad bit of that inner squad morality conflict. Because
Hmm.
if you get five, six, seven people together that are doing things and everybody's got their specialty, everybody's going to have a tad bit of a different skin in the game for why they're doing what they're doing, and that's not always going to jive well. In Star Wars, they don't get a lot of time, but even in the time that they get, in the massive amount of books I've read, there's very little real inner squad turmoil where it's like,
Hmm.
I don't know if I need to be here. You know what I mean? And so this one did that. I will also go. It is a romantically forward book. So I do have to ask you, as a person who is not played the games. Cal and Marin, is that a thing in the game?
Yeah. Um, Jedi Fallen Order, not so much because they're just meeting each other.
Okay.
But Jedi Survivor is a very will they, won't they, and we do get an answer in that game. So yeah, they're kind of like a will they, won't they kind of situation.
Okay. Well, this was a very forward romantic book, but not necessarily with Cal and Marin, but they were there. So overall, it's not going to get my highest score, but it's not, a one. So look out for the full review on various Wash social media outlets.
Yes,
So,
sir. I have one question for you before
yes, sir.
we move forward. Has reading this novel and learning a bit more about Cal Kestis, learning a bit more about his squadron and where they are in the galaxy at the time they are, has that piqued your interest at all to play the games?
Unfortunately, the version of Cal Kestis we get in this book is really, hey, if we should all just get along, hey, you know what? I'll sacrifice myself, everybody, you're good, and that's the depth of character we get. So no, not really, unfortunately. We do get a
That's a
lot of
shame.
Marin. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is a bit of a shame because I know how much you like him, and so I was looking forward to it, but no, it never really came to that fruition. But we do get a lot of Marin character growth and Night Sister stuff, which is cool. So
Absolutely. Just real quick, shout outs to Bradley. Thank you for coming through, sir. We see you. News team assemble. Bring in the squadron. We hanging out. We hanging out. Yeah, man. I was hoping that this would kind of spark some kind of ember to learn more about Cal during, let's say, the night of Order 66, his PTSD of that, and his story arc from the beginning of Fallen Order to the end of Survivor, and what makes him one of my most interested Jedi, are maybe not Jedi, of his approach to the Force, his approach to learning how to be a Jedi, and his weird, post-war kind of baptism by fire. You know what I mean? So, hopefully, by the end of the book, you kind of like maybe I want to see him younger, and then kind of see him because you're caught right in the middle, which sucks, right? You're caught right in the middle before
I
he,
am caught in the
re-
middle.
yeah,
But what I will say is intriguing is their specific story and circumstance is intriguing. What they're doing, the one versus a million thing, is very rebel like in nature. But when we look back on Rebels, Hera wasn't doing that alone. Hera and Kanan weren't doing that alone. They were getting their orders fed from Ahsoka all that time. This crew really is just kind of a Jedi, a broken Jedi, a Night Sister, and a pilot.
yeah,
Let's
that's it.
go. We're going
Against
to
the
wreck
world.
shop against the world, and that is very interesting from that end of the story. And I wish that we would get more, but I almost think the way this book might have turned out, it might have put a quick hammer
Ah,
on other stories. Yeah, I know, but there is another game coming. So what do I know? What do I know?
yeah.
Yeah,
What I would say about Cal is he's very Bruce Wayne about the mission, right? He is traumatized, he is hurt, and he wants them to pay. And I'm sure you've seen in the book, not everybody is as on board with that as he is, or has his level of dedication to it as he does. His mentor is kind of like, yeah, we should just skate off and like the Jamaican guy from Day of the Dead. Let's just go
uh,
find an island, smoke some spliffs, and chill out. The Empire's gonna
yeah.
empire. And Cal's like, no, no, there's no effing way. We could talk about this more in the future, but um, I'm always going to champion Cal. I want him in more things. I want him in live action. He's just one of the more interesting Jedi that's come from anything post Disney. And like you said, when that new game drops, it's a day one. Buying the Ultimate Edition, I am ready to rock. I want to see this guy's story told, and apparently this is the last one. So he's gonna
And
have
I'm
to
sure
fight
it'll be
Vader at
good.
some point.
I'm sure it'll
Yeah.
be good. I'm sure it'll be good. I will say, just as a quick shout out to Dominic Monahan, I think is his
Monahan?
last name.
Yeah.
Yes, he is in the Neutron Aries series. So if you are a fan of his, he is in that. I saw that it didn't get such good reviews, but I didn't know he was in it till today, and I was like, ah, Star Wars. There you go.
That kid has bad luck, man. He was the best thing about Gotham being like the pseudo Joker. He was the best thing about that series.
Oh,
He
he
just keeps
was the
getting rough
Joker.
breaks.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good in that. All right.
Yep.
The other thing, and I'll move on. One more book that I just want to drop. I let ChatGPT pick a religious horror book for me, as you know, trying to find that type of thing on my own is hard. And they came up with this book called The Rat, which is literally about Noah's Ark being found at the top of this giant mountain, and this couple who writes books about adventures to
Oh
spark
shit.
other
I guess they bit off more than they can chew, huh?
and so they find Noah's Ark at the top of this giant hill, and apparently there's a chest inside, and that's where I'm at. It's like a 10-hour book. I'm on hour 4, and we're just getting to the
So,
point of something's about to happen. So that's my other shout out. The other thing I have done this week, which Mike, you'll be able to throw a little insight on for me, is I sat down. I'm developing a tad bit of an app thing for with my little bit of spare time with just playing around with AI, and it came up with a random anime suggestion for me called Yu Yu Hakusho, if I'm
Yu Yu
pronouncing that
Hakusho, dog.
correctly.
Yu Yu Hakusho, dog.
And I asked people, is this good? No one answered as they normally do. And so I was like, you know what, Brian, if you're gonna like develop this, you might as well test and see if it's good. So I turned it on and I got about 4 episodes in. And you know what? This little show about some 14-year-olds got some depth, man. And it got me wondering, because it's an older show, I want to say 94.
Mm-hmm.
um, it really had me wondering, am I missing the boat with anime as just like a media tool because of the depth they are bringing? Like I cannot think of American cartoons that cover what this show has covered in 4 episodes in such a, yeah, it's right here. Yeah, look at me. And yeah, I'm impressed.
What Jedi Counselor Wash, also known as Wash's Cade. This is probably the hardest conversation I'm going to have with you. There's a, you, this is the hardest conversation I'm going to have with you. You're my brother. I love you. I take a bullet for you. Do not anime if you're not ready to anime, my man. Do not anime until you are ready to animate, because you're absolutely right. The reason I started watching anime is because Sailor Moon used to come on when I was a little kid, and the almost like storming the beaches of Normandy shock difference between Thundercats and Sailor Moon, where like people are dying and there's girls and they're hot and there's circumstances and stakes, and it's like there's so much more depth into this goofy girl thing than there's ever in Transformers or Thundercats or whatever I was watching as a young 80s kid. And then you fall into the hole.
Uh,
And Yu Yu Hakusho Poltergeist Reports is amazing. I used to watch that with Bradley. We were as kids. We were watching Yu Yu Hakusho and Spirit Gun and the tournament and shit. Shit is real, dog. You know, my son educated me on anime and manga from a Japanese perspective. I took anime as a course in art
oh,
school, as a
oh,
course,
nice.
understanding its backgrounds. That's why Astro Boy was so big of an influence during our random select, because I did a paper on Astro Boy back in the day, and his cultural significance. All that being said, Wash, anime will give you whatever you need, but it requires your dedication. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Like, if you just say, "Oh, what's this One Piece thing?" You're looking at 1,000 episodes,
uh,
1,000, just off top.
uh,
Hey, Bleach looks cool. Guess what you're in for? About half a lifetime of information. that is as depth as you want it to be.
Oh man,
And even
that
if you want to go small, even if you want to say, hey, I heard a lot of cool things about this thing called Cowboy Bebop. In those 10 episodes has been decades of conversation and deliberation. So I love you, brother. You don't anime, and I'm so proud of you because that's a dark circle to go down at our stage of our life. But I'm saying do not anime unless you want to anime, dog, because it's like getting into Warhammer 40K. It's a hole
oh.
that's very seldom escape. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
Hmm. Interesting. Thank you for the advice, folks. What's your opinion? Should I anime or should I not anime? This is an interesting question. Just to let you know, because I was doing some random rolls with my app. The last anime that just came up was Samurai Champloo.
Oh, super good.
All right, see,
That is like the spiritual sequel to Cowboy Bebop, bro. Cowboy Bebop is like one of the best animes of all time, and that's the spiritual sequel, which is just as good.
all right, there you go.
Hip hop and anime, bro. Hip hop, hip hop, Japanese samurais, bro.
Dude. I don't know.
Excellent.
I'm gonna have to think about it. We'll have to see. I will have to think about it because I do take time commitments very seriously, and
Hip hop is
I was already
uh,
looking at Urashimo's 4 season and 20 plus episodes kind of side eye going. Mm,
hmm?
I don't know if I have it in me, but it's kind of good, man. From a storytelling point of
Yes,
view,
it's
it's kind of good. And when you bring up Astro Boy, I'm putting together my comprehensive list for the year, and I have to be honest with you, I've consumed quite a bit of content this year, way more than any previous year. Thus, the reason for a list. Astro Boy is in the top.
excellent.
Like it is going to be fighting for whatever spot it gets, but yeah, it has not left my thought process since I watched it.
No, man.
In
I have
fact, that's what
Astro
I was
Boy.
thinking of for Halloween.
Yeah, I have Astro Boy fake pins. I've Astro Boy's been on the he's been like Mount Rushmore of animes. Astro Boy's up there. He's like one of the OGs. He's a triple OG. You know what I mean? And it's the
Well,
perfect
maybe it's the
Frankenstein story.
Force then, because
Maybe is Force
y-
wills you.
it that was the entry point. That was the red pill. You know what I mean? Like it's like what? All
I
right.
don't blame you, brother. I'm here to warn because I've seen people just like forego all faith and symbols and dive into anime. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So
if you're gonna give me another season of Marvel Zombies or the my boy, what if we're just gonna go to anime for a while and I'll be back.
yeah, you want to wait? Just go check out fucking.
I'll be
Go.
back.
I'll be back. I'm gonna go. I've never seen Azamangadaya. I'm just gonna check it out.
Yep.
What what can hurt? I'll be back. I'm gonna go check out Big O. I say crying. This is tons and tons of 90s anime that are just so damn good. And even the new stuff that kids are watching now, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not for me, but you know, Demon Slayer is apparently goated. So people will fight you over
Mm.
that. I've never seen it, but I don't have the patience and time for anime. You know what I'm saying? Uh yeah, no. I have a funny story about Demon Slayer, just real quick. I have a friend that said, hey, let's go see Demon Slayer, the new movie that came out, right? There's a movie that just recently came out. And I know nothing about Demon Slayer, right? Um, so I was just like, fine, I'll go see a movie. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I know nothing about it. And she was like, okay, sweet. We'll go see it on Friday. Mind you, this is Monday. And she said, oh, Mike, I forgot. You can't watch it. I'm like, what you mean I can't watch it? This is the end of the XYZ arc and it ties in everything together and you have no context of what's going on. I'm like, yeah, but a good movie should exist in a bottle. You should be able to just watch the movie. No, Mike, you have to watch. If you could just, this is what she told me, bro. She said, if you could just watch if you could just watch these three arcs before Friday, I think you'll be caught up. I said, woman, you said arcs. You know how long arcs are? She was like, "Wait a minute, yeah, that doesn't make sense. How many episodes is that? I don't know. Chat GPT real quick. It's like 70 episodes of anime you want me to watch between Tuesday and Friday to just watch this 2 hour movie?" And she was just like,
No.
"Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense." And I'm like, "Anime, enjoy your film. Garbage.
But you
It's
could.
crazy. Like,
You
I
could.
could. Hey, you can do anything if you're mad enough. I just have to forego life and food and work and
Yeah, bro.
family and love and
Yeah,
just
bro.
anime
72 hours,
32
just
hours
anime.
straight. It's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
impossible. I
No,
just may not be the
no,
same
man.
Mike on the way out, dog. I'm
Uh,
not gonna be the same man on
You
the way
know,
out of that situation, dog.
Japan's a different land. You know what I mean?
No, I don't want to be that deep into glorious Nippon, dog. I can't. I've done that before once in my life, and no, that's meant for younger people. I'm too old
Yeah.
to just bury 72 hours of anime in 3 days. Dog. It's out of control. No, I can't. No, I don't have that in me anymore,
uh,
man.
that's funny.
No more. I can't do. I can't do. I can't do Edward 40 hands anymore, bro. Just not.
Mhm.
It's just not in me,
Well, Mike,
dog.
that is how my week was. How was your week, sir?
Oh man, my week was also very light. Not a lot across the bow. Still playing Star Wars Outlaws. I beat the first DLC and I started the
Oh,
second. So I have some thoughts
damn.
on that. Beat the first DLC. One good thing about this DLC is that it doesn't lock you in a space. Of course, with the legendary pirate Hondo
Hondo
Onaka,
Naka.
he
I
could do
just finished this
anything.
book.
Yeah, Hondo, fucking Jack Sparrow of space, right? Hondo Onaka is the best, most talented space pirate. How do you not know my name? So I got to hang out with him for a DLC. And what's cool is that you get to dip in and out of it. So I was like, okay, I still got some stuff to do on Tatooine. I'm gonna play the
Okay.
DLC a little bit, and I'm gonna go off and do some smuggling. I'm gonna go off and do some gun running. I'm gonna go off and do some, you know what I'm saying? You can dip back
Is it
into
an
the DLC.
endless game? Is it an endless game like that where you can
Kinda.
constantly play and, build up whatever it is you're doing, or is
Very
there like I don't want to use our space game as an analogy because that goes on for freaking ever. But is there stuff to do while after the main story and all the quest in?
yeah, man. Like it's very Fallout-ish, where it's
Okay.
like if you just want to go do stuff, there's hours, hundreds of hours to build your reputation with a certain faction, to run these particular gauntlets, to just if you just want to get in your ship and fly around and fight pirates and cause trouble with the Empire, you can just do whatever you want.
The world's big enough for that,
Yes, dude.
huh?
Okay, this is what you do. You have your ship docked. Let's say you're at Kanto, right? Let's say you're at Kanto. You get in your ship. It's a seamless transition from you pilot getting into your ship, going into the atmosphere, and now you're in space. So now you're just in the around the atmosphere of the planet. And sometimes it's a junky atmosphere, sometimes it's in the middle of war, sometimes it's just completely empty. But you get to just go around and surf. You can literally fly from one planet to the next if you're bored enough. Just head in that direction. You're going to find weird stuff. It's not Starfield levels of like infinite nothing, but one thing I will say that beats Starfield is that this is a very heavily populated game. There's
Mm.
people. There's a lot of things going on at the same time. People, hey, come here. Hey, I'll sell you the secret for 5 credits. The guy lied, and now I'm in trouble with the Empire. You know what I'm saying? Like silly stuff like that. Um, I'm mad at Lando Calrissian because he keeps cheating at Pazak, and it's pissing me off, dude. He keeps damn cheating. What sucks is I get to cheat, but he cheats harder than I cheat because it's damn Lando Calrissian, and he's the goat. So hours. If you just want to go play Pazak all day, you can
All
travel the
day.
planets. There's a whole Pazak storyline where you have to become like the Yu-Gi-Oh Pazak. You're the king of games. I'm too scared to go into it, but it's there if you want to be the king of games and do this crazy high stakes Pazak infinite tournament that's going on in the background.
So it's Grand Theft Auto ish in a way with that just kind of, you know, there's always something to go run and do,
Yeah, there's always
kind of
something
deal.
to do. There's always some dot on the map. There's tons of question marks. What's this abandoned Imperial freighter? What's on that? Oh no, they're coming back to. Oh no, the scavengers are here. They're coming to scavenge. You got to go fight them off or sneak around or
I
it's
swear to
very
God,
fun.
if it didn't crash this stream, I'd go look to see if it's on sale right now.
It's a. When was the last time I've been disinvested in a game? Wash. When was the last
uh,
time?
I I don't remember. I do not remember. It's been a while, man. It's been
I'm
a
I'm in
while.
the I'm in the 100 hour club at this point. Yeah, you know what
Oh
I'm saying.
wow.
Like yeah, and I'm just now. I finished that DLC, which was really nice. You got to go into a nebula and fight these raiders and hang out with Hondo, Tonaka, Onaka, and all his goofiness. And now I'm on a pleasure cruise with Lando. I'm being blackmailed by the Empire. I have to win. Remember Maverick with Mel Gibson? And
Oh yeah.
I'm
Great movie.
Maverick, but it's Star Wars. So I'm in this giant Pazak game, Super Pazak tournament on a luxury liner. There's all types of espionage afoot, and I have to kind of figure out what's going on. Very fun, very very fun. Like I should be playing Ghost of Yokai, but truthfully, I should be playing Borderlands 4. But because that's just kind of like drowning in the ocean. Borderlands 4 is just drowning in the ocean as a skeleton. Because right after this is Ghost of Yokai. You know what I'm saying? But no, Ghost of Yokai has to wait until my thought is completed with Outlaw.
You've moved Ghost of Yokai up and you've moved Borderlands 4 down quietly. He didn't mention that part out loud, folks. Oh
Set the quiet
wow.
part loud. Yeah,
Borderlands got
literally,
demoted.
I'm sorry. Borderlands 4 is literally in this inside the Phantom Zone, like flying through space with Non and Emperor Zod and shit. Yeah,
Is
I'm
that
sorry.
simply because it's the same thing? You've played Borderlands a
It
billion
is the
times and
same
yep, gotcha.
damn thing, bro. And it's like
Gotcha.
I know Ghost of Yokai is going to be kind of the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a fool. You know, it's probably going to play just like Ghost of Tsushima, but
But
it's
there's
pretty.
two. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah,
two. Like there's not five or six.
it's two.
It's
It's still
two.
fresh. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go play Ghost of Tsushima right now. The game is amazing.
Yeah.
So new experience with that? Yeah, I'm sorry. Microwaved, microwave Salisbury steak that is Borderlands 5 or whatever. You got to chill, buddy. There's other more superior games in line.
And
So
they wanted
yeah,
to charge $70 for that, correct? Or was that the
yes.
$80 game they wanted
No, I
to
didn't pay
do?
no. I paid
All right.
60 for that shit. At least I think I
Yeah.
did. I don't know. I kind of bought it on a whim. Only the other thing I want to talk about before we move on to news is I finished Peacemaker all the way. The season finale was last night. Season 2 finale. Not much to say on it, only that I see what they're doing in regards to the future of the DCU, where they're pointing towards, kind of the WrestleMania sign they're pointing towards. And I'll give it one thing. It is different. It is different, but it's an interesting. Not really. Um, it's a storyline that I'm not really familiar with, so I'm going to do my boning up on the storyline. I don't want to spoil anything for people who haven't seen it, but they are pointing toward a storyline in the comics that does involve everybody. So I'm curious to see what James Gunn does with it, and it's going to involve some heavy hitters. So we'll see. The episode itself, like you said, Wash, it kind of ties back to your character development. It was way more character development than it was boom boom action cameo yeah yeah yeah. So you may like it because it's very heavy in character development, the
What?
progression of people's influences, things like that.
Well, I have seen Peacemaker for its run on my Twitter feed twice. Once was 2 weeks ago, and the other was last night. And it has been in my feed for like 24 hours now.
Oh,
So,
that's
it must be fairly popular. Because that's not always the case, man. Some things just die. Even Skeleton Crew. I have nothing but Star Wars there. That was gone. It was gone, bro. It was like, you didn't even crack the top 20. So, I'm just saying, there's something to be said for whatever that ending is.
You know what it is, man? These shows are almost made with the idea to make memeable moments so that they have like social media longevity. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain scenes that just seem like they're a meme. Like,
That's a
okay, we can
terrible sentence.
I'm just keeping it honest, man. And it's like it's like some of these series and these shows, they seem like we're gonna make this a meme, and this is a memeable moment. Then you're gonna be able to clip this 1 minute of meme and throw it out, so it gives our show longevity and and visibility. And I'm starting to see it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the cursed eyes, right? Now
Yeah,
I have the Sharingan right now. I'm starting to see the memes that are kind of hidden in the script. Like let's punch up the memes. You know what I mean? Where it's like this is not make
yeah.
good content, but like that could be the cynic in me, bro. I don't know. It's just there's a lot of memeable things, which is probably why you're seeing it so much on your timeline because the jokes and the moments, and it's just very artificial, if that makes
I don't think
sense.
it's cynical. I think you're right, dude. You're a master of the nerdiverse. It's not like you're coming on here talking out of your ass. You know what I
I'm
mean?
super
You
not,
you
bro.
you have seen, read, and
See,
consumed enough to know. Eh, eh. All
if it
right.
looks like a fish and smells like a fish, it's probably a dragon. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know,
So
like, what are you gonna
uh,
do? Like I said, the color 17.
the color, your something else on the line. Your kid's favorite color is 5. You know what I'm saying? Some shit like
uh, uh,
you were ready to talk about some news, man.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's get into it. So the first bit of news I wanted to jump into very, very quick is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Chrome Halone 2 official trailer. When a mysterious toy company seeks to profit from the Turtles' newfound hero status, the brothers follow the cues to New Jersey to find shocking discovery about a new original short. I thought this was a movie, a
Oh,
sequel
it's a
to the big.
short.
It's a short, a
Oh, I
Christmas
thought it was a
short.
movie.
I did too. I'm kind of disappointed, but shorts be goaded, so I don't know what to expect anymore. I don't know what to expect anymore. I thought this was a
Look,
full on movie. It said short. I'm taking it as a short. What's a short? 15 minutes, 30 minutes,
15, 20
45 minutes,
minutes.
20 minutes. I don't know how to feel about that, man. What are your thoughts?
I am a lot less amped than I was. I saw the trailer without looking at the lineup. I watched the trailer because it's the Turtles, and yeah, the trailer looked pretty good, man. Looked like the Turtles doing turtle type stuff, and I was like, yeah, this looks kind of cool, especially coming off just talking about the Turtles recently, and I thought it was a follow up to the movie, and to be honest, they've gotten me a couple of times because a couple of different turtle properties have come out that look very similar. And one's like been a game, one's been like an app game, one's been
Mhm.
like an app board game, strategy game, but they all looked like maybe video games in their trailers. So I guess, I'm gonna say par for the course on this one at this stage because it looked like something that I didn't know it actually was. And maybe that's what maybe it says short right in the trailer, but um, I thought it looked cool. I like the art style.
Did you watch the
I didn't
first
think
movie,
Michael.
Mutant Mayhem? I think is what it was called.
I
I
watched
watched it
I
and I
watched
enjoyed
parts
it.
of I watched parts of it or the whole thing. I know I've seen at least half of it.
Yeah, it was Ice Cube is in it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Yeah, it was a very interesting take on the turtles. And let's be frank, every single generation will have a turtle of its own. And this
yeah.
is this generation's turtle. I'm not going to knock it. There's some 3-year-old right now who will sock me in the mouth for talking ill about these turtles, you know? So it's totally fine. But like you said, I'm kind of deflated that it's a short. Maybe that's all this needs. Maybe that's all the budget could bring on. There is like you said, there's other turtle stuff within this same turtle verse that's going on. There's like a TV show that's going on
TV
Nickelodeon. I think
show, yeah.
there's like a game that's based on these turtles. So it's easy to get confused about what are you marketing to me? You know what I mean? I don't know what to expect. So I like the Home Alone kind of knock at it, Chrome Alone. I don't really know what that means. But they're going to Jersey, and anytime you get to make fun of Jersey, I'm all down for it. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens in Jersey, bro. All right, all right. Predator Badlands is confirmed PG-13 rather than a rated R. We'll see where it ends up, but our hope is for it to be PG-13 that feels like R. What are your thoughts on these types of movies pushing for a soft R, but not having to deal with the red tape that comes with an R?
Here's why I'm confused. I wasn't confused. In fact, I was like, whatever, I don't even care. But then I thought back to a very recent Alien series that I just watched on FX that was all types of gory, messed up, people's heads being cut off, somebody sliced in half, I think. And it got me wondering, why are you why are you leaning towards PG? Why is any of this even necessary? And yes, FX is a cable outlet and this is a movie, but at the exact same time, if Fox is showing something on cable television, it's on Hulu, pardon me. On Hulu, don't shoot me. If Hulu is showing something on streaming, I don't know. It the whole and isn't this a Hulu property as well, or no? This is a flat out
Kinda.
movie
This is a flat out movie coming out in theaters.
in theaters. Okay. Yeah, I'm a little perplexed. I would not have been had I not considered Alien. And then when I read the article about, well, there's no human blood in the justification, I I'm not gonna go there. It's Friday night. I'm trying to have some wine and relax, but at the end of the day, it's like, are we, the United States of America, really talking about this right now? Like, is this the biggest issue that oh well, there's blood on humans in movies? I mean,
There's been blood on humans in movies since the 1919s.
like Die
I
Hard? Like,
Die Hard,
I don't know. I don't know.
the
Anyway,
original damn Predator.
I, I don't know. What's your thoughts on it, Mike? I'm curious.
I think they're trying to get away with literal murder. I think I think we've seen both trailers. This movie looks awesome. I'm going to see it. It's based on the comics Alien versus Predator. That's just Broken Tusk from the comics of the 1980s and 90s. Those who know he's goaded. A young Broken Tusk story where he has the literal xenomorph built into his armor. Shit is crazy. Um, all that said, from the trailers, I don't see a lot of humans, bro. It's him. It's the android, which has white blood. It's all the Florina and Fauna of the Jumanji he's in. I think there's one clip of soldiers, but those could be androids too. I think what what makes a PG go into R has a lot to do with human desecration, a lot to do with human destruction, and human simulated human death. So if they're like, hey, our movie doesn't really have a lot of humans anyway. Our movie doesn't have a lot of humans anyway. Maybe we could shoot for a PG-13 and still make it as gory as possible because we're not showing red human blood on the screen. We're not showing red human, you know, disembowelment and whatever comes with these movies. So I think if we can go for it, we're gonna go for it because there's not many humans that we're jacking up.
So just to get eyes on the prize, more eyes on the prize, we open it up to PG-13. Okay, I guess that's fair. But let me ask you, Mike, are there a lot of 13 to 15, 16-year olds that are big predator heads out there today? Is that a thing? Are there predator heads in this younger generation? I mean,
Bruh.
maybe just now, but it hasn't been a thing for 30 freaking years. Not a good one at anyway. Well,
Thir-
the other, don't get me wrong, movies are great. I love Alien vs. Don't get me wrong. But you know what I mean.
I get what you mean. Like, yeah. And the sad truth is that in America, you mentioned, are we United States? 13-year-olds don't have the attention span to know what a predator is versus how to write in cursive. So I don't think they're still marketing to younger audiences with this PG-13 rating. I think they're marketing to other places on Earth. I think that I have stricter requirements, like a Europe, China, um, Australia, where they're really strict on these kind of prohibits and these kind of rankings and ratings. So I don't think they're necessarily going to sell the Predator Batman's action figure with retractable grip. I think is they're trying to sell it to our friends across the pond who are want to watch a good movie, want to see their Predator, but also don't want to have to hide it in their basement because the Gestapo is going to come and kick down their door because they're watching a rated R, a video nasty. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
If you had to
I
ask me,
It
I'm
makes
I'm
sense. I got
advocating
you.
for the company, but I get why put an R. Why try to go to PG when this is going to have so much violence and so much depravity and so much, just wanton aggression? Why go for a PG when every other film has been an R? Hey, we want to make more money. The lower the rating, the more money you're going to make. It's harder to sell R movies across the board. We're trying to make money. We're trying to grow this franchise. If I'm thinking about Alien Romulus in contrast, that was a rated R movie. I
And
mean,
I
it
was
did.
going to ask you, in contrast with not just Alien that, but the Predator series that you saw, even though it was animated,
Yeah.
because animation also carries ratings. You know what I mean? You go watch Star Wars and it's rated G, and you get into Star Wars season 3, like episode 4, and you're like, this is most certainly not G, as they're torturing people on screen. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
so, are the other properties in this vein currently? What are they kind of coming in at?
I'm trying to remember if there was any blatantly gory moments of Predator Killer of Killers, which is the awesome anime that people just need to watch. I'm going to keep saying that. Watch Predator Killer of Killers. It is so effing good. But is there blood? Yes. There's especially like the first scene where they're fighting the Norse Vikings, and you see a Norse badass chief, a female Norse chief, fighting against a brute predator in the
I'm gonna
ice,
watch
and there's
this
blood,
tomorrow.
and
Damn
it's
it!
so effing badass, bro. But there's not like live disembowelment with there isn't like Savini gore effects going on. Shout outs to our episode. But it's enough to be like, yeah, people are getting jacked up, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's a thin line, especially if half the blood is purple and green and white. And if you can dodge that, if you can get more eyeballs on, like you said, if you can get more eyeballs on the screen, it's only going to help the franchise. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
All right.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Oh man, this is we don't have, we Sony Tech wizard Mark Cerny. If you've ever watched any E3, you know this guy's face. Teases new graphical features. He's excited to bring to a new future console in a few years' time. Overall, it's of course very early in these technologies. They only exist in simulations, but things are look. But the future's so bright, he has to wear shades. Wash. Is it too early to start talking about new consoles when the current consoles are floundering so much and in so much turmoil?
Look, this I don't know what it's like. The executives in the video game industry are in
Just
this massive
gone.
group chat that's like, what's the most dumbest thing we can say right now that conflicts with everything that's going on
Like,
in this business right now? No one is wants to talk about a new console right now. You just raised the prices on consoles that are 3+ years freaking old, right? You have games coming out which you were just you keep trying, you keep trying, you keep trying. Great. So what you're telling me is you want a 900 to $1,200 console model, bro. I will get a computer. I can do my work on it. Like what? Like
Bro.
what? Like I, I don't know what to tell you guys, man. We have come a long way from my parents looking at me going, I don't know if I can get you the $100 Nintendo Entertainment System, to, hey, please buy my PlayStation 6 for broken games for the experience of broken games, microtransactions, delayed games, frequent upgrading of prices, and Grand Theft Auto 6.
Pre-
Grand Theft Auto
pre-
6.
Preach, brother. You're speaking to the choir, tabernacle, all of that. Preach, brother. What are they? It's like the most tone deaf. Like, let's just say the most incendiary things we can in a pocket just to cause civil unrest, right? You said it. Like they're in. It's like they're in a circle in a cabal of like, let's just piss off gamers as much as humanly possible, right? And we are fighting microtransactions. We're fighting commercials in our games. We're fighting forced, download. We're fighting forced DLCs that give us the true endings to our games, right? That's not an old thing. This is recently happening. We're fighting $80 price tags. We're fighting broken on launch games. We're fighting broken on launch consoles. And now they want to talk about the PS6 like it's the new future. Bro, let's fix the past. Let's fix the now. Right?
You only got 7 games now, man.
There's only 13 games on the PS5 that are worth playing, bro. That's not. I got both
He's
consoles
got
back
them.
there, bro. I got them back there. This is the worst console generation of all time.
Damn.
The worst. You know what games I want to play? Fuck this. So there's 3 games on this console right now that are built for the console, that run on this console, that look absolutely gorgeous. One is Ratchet and Clank, A Rift Apart. Game is gorgeous to play. Another one is Demon Souls, the remake made by I forget the team, Blue Point. Beautiful game, beautiful, excellent graphics. Those games launched with the damn console. There has been no games since then that are built for the console, bro, that are built for that experience. I can't think of any. Am I losing my mind? What remake? But
and
it
what's
was
a
gorgeous.
remake?
And one's a remake of an old game, not even an original idea. And one is a sequel to a game, not even an original idea. Every console should have a new idea, at least one.
We've been gaming for a long time.
Long time.
Long time.
You give me a console, I'll tell you a game that launched on it that's still in the zeitgeist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, what are we doing here? Like, can we focus? Mark, it's the Jurassic Park thing, right? They're so busy on if they could, they don't stop to think if they should, right? They're so trying to sell us stuff that the stuff that they're selling now is being devalued by the stuff that they're already selling. It's like buying an iPhone. You know what I'm saying? It's like buying a boat. You're buying digital boats. The second you buy it, it's already depreciated in value because the new boat's coming out next week.
And there's no support for it. It's like the freaking 87 Civic RC that they only made 100,000 of, and now you bought one and there's no parts. It's 1993. You're like, yeah, I can't find any parts for my freaking Civic, man.
You said that we're about 3-4 years into this console generation. There is no PS5 built God of War game,
which is amazing to me. Like,
why?
What?
There is no PS.
That's your
there is
property.
no Xbox. There is no Xbox Series X built Halo game. Why? Hey, we don't count Halo Infinite because that was old technology that was then retrofitted into the X.
It's too expensive and the development time takes too long. So
you say Spider-Man, right? But Spider-Man is not some technological marvel based. Is Sony, and it's made by Sony directly. That is a Sony. I'll give you that. But it's not some technological marvel that you're just like, oh my god, this is
built on the same framework as freaking from PlayStation 2, man.
PlayStation 2.
Yeah, like the same framework, right, dude?
I really don't like complaining. This is not what this channel is about. But I gotta call a spade. Get your head out of your ass, Mark Cerny, and fix what's going on now. Don't even talk about it. I get that there's always going to be a progression of science and there's going to be a progression of technology, but shut up. Let's focus on making people happy now.
And I don't even,
That's
it's a
crazy, right?
it's a longer conversation, but I don't know
It
how
is.
to fix what they've
I
done.
don't know.
The
I don't.
only way
Yeah.
they can do it is to really get rid of all the stuff that they've put in that they don't want to get rid of, and it's like that's the only way you can. w- Here's what we're gonna do, folks. We're gonna ship
Just
full,
you
complete
you,
games.
you know how they fix it. You make a good damn game. You want to fix it overnight? Make a good game that's not trying to rape the pockets of your consumer base. Just make a good game. You know how you fix
Day
you know
one
what
launch?
you
No.
know what fixes superhero you know what fixes superhero fatigue? A good superhero movie. You
Yeah.
know what fixes the music industry? Maybe a good album.
Yeah.
Maybe
True.
a generational album. You fix
True.
the problem by providing your audience with what they not only expect but what they deserve.
True.
And then you go over that if you really want to be baller. But Sony hasn't done that since like the PS2. Once they won the console wars, victory has defeated them. There's no
Yes.
competition because Microsoft has their head so far up their ass they don't know what to do.
And Nintendo's like, we don't need
And
your
Nintendo's
money.
they're off
We
in
would
space, dog.
right.
Nintendo's on the whole.
Like,
Okay. You know what
they're
it
the
is?
art student over there, bro.
Hey, watch. We'll move on because we can talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm Marvel, right? And let's say I'm Sony. You're Star Wars. Let's
Yeah.
say you're Microsoft. Nintendo is anime. It's just over there. It's in its own little pocket where it's untouchable in Dragon Ball and billions of dollars in Pokemon. And they don't care about any of this. They're gonna make their Donkey Kong country. It's gonna be goaded. You know what I'm saying? On fourth generation hardware. And people are gonna eat it up. They don't care, dude. Oh my god, things like this piss me off. Like, because it's like you're so far up your
Stop
butt that you don't.
talking. Please just stay. Not you stop talking. Them
Yeah,
stop talking.
like just
Like you
stop
guys
talking.
need to stop.
Sometimes you just need to shut up.
Stop talking. Like
Because you're
just
just.
go away, man.
This is the last thing I want to hear about right now.
No.
Where I'm paying for $80 games and half the games that come out are broken. I bought Star Wars Outlaws a, years after it launched. You know what? The first experience I had was a character that was clipped halfway through the world. That was night one. Oh, it's gonna be that kind of game. There's a thing. There's a
Yeah.
but oh, I can talk on and on.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're moving on. Teaser trailer. Marvel's. We just kind of just talked about this. Marvel's Wonder Man brings meta superhero chaos to the MCU. Did you watch this? One, did you watch this teaser?
I
And
did.
two, what are your thoughts on it?
I did. I watched the teaser, and it did absolutely nothing for me specifically. So, yeah, that's where I'm
Real quick.
sitting on it. I have no background with Wonder Man, except like one or two random things here and there, but nothing of any note. So no, it didn't do anything to tease me about anything.
Okay, I'll split this in half because time is time, and I don't want to. This is not really crazy. So, to talk about the trailer itself, it's meta commentary on why we need superhero movies. You know what I'm saying? It's the superhero kind of drought. Marvel kind of flooding us with superhero movies, and nobody gives a shit anymore. The code name for the film, the Wonder Man remake, is called Cash Grab. It's like poking fun at the idea of these superhero movies, and I kind of like that meta commentary. I think Yahya Mateen is a great actor. He played Dr. Manhattan in
Mm,
the Watchmen HBO TV
mhm.
series, which I will always recommend to people because that TV series is goaded. He did great in that. So like you said, it's not a lot on the bone of this trailer. It's very kind of like, oh, I see what you're trying to do. That's cute. We'll see. But Wonder Man is a very interesting character. So not too much on Wonder Man. This is will be more like a Why Is episode. Why is Wonder Man cool? Shout out to Why Is, which is coming soon. Um, Wonder Man is pretty much a hero that is Simon Williams, who starts off as an actor in a world full of superheroes. So they make superhero movies. He gets exposed to some kind of ion energy that gives him at first super strength, but he's kind of like the Fly, right? Where his powers just keep getting stronger and stronger, and he just can't really control his abilities. So super strength turns into invulnerability, turns into flight, turns into power rays, all the way up to a point where literally, like Dr. Manhattan, he just explodes
Yeah.
in ion energy. Just can't control it. Dark Phoenix explodes. Um, so Wonder Man was the first person that Scarlet Witch fell in love with in the comics
Huh.
before Vision. When when Vision was destroyed the first time, because Vision gets destroyed almost every arc, they put the spirit of they put the energy of Wonder Man in the Vision android. So parts of Simon Williams was in Vision, which made Wanda fall in love with
Huh.
Vision, which is where you get that Wanda Vision thing, right?
Ah.
So that's why she loved Vision before, because Simon's in there somewhere, type yah, right? Um, Avengers Disassembled happens. No more mutants. Vision dies again. Explode. Vision is kind of like he's kind of like toaster strudel. He just pops right off the top. You know what I mean? So that disperses the Wonder Man energy back in the Marvel comics. Wait about 3-4 years. Wonder Man is back again, reconstituted and ready to fight. He's just one of those characters that's so overpowered that you can't just have him around, kind of like the Sentry, where it's like, yeah, we got to kill him every arc because he's Mr. Solve the problem. Just to give you some context on what Wonder Man is. You know what I'm saying?
Y- Yeah. Yeah, that's very interesting. And with that context, trailer still makes no sense to me.
Yes.
So,
Trailer doesn't
I,
explain any
yeah,
of that.
yeah,
I don't know what to
I
tell you.
I think from a trailer point of view, it was a bad teaser. Like I watch trailers every week now, been watching trailers, and trailers are supposed to give you something, especially teaser trailers. They're supposed to
Tease.
tease, and there's no tease. I don't care. Like I was like,
No.
oh, all right, next.
Yeah.
113, cool. What's
You
next
know
on the
what?
playlist?
I like that. What is next on the playlist? Let's talk about it. So I have to talk
Oh,
about this. So let's just drop today. Real quick, we could talk about it. They are producing I believe it's a 4-episode animated movie series about Batman Nightfall. And this is the iconic 90s storyline that introduces Bane for the first time. This is the 90s breaking of the Bat, the introduction as Azrael as the replacement of Batman, Batman healing, coming back, kicking Bane's ass. Is one of the most iconic. It's like there's the death of Superman, and then there's Batman Nightfall. It's like
oh,
that era of comics. You know what I'm
okay.
saying? So, one, are you familiar at all with this storyline? Does this ring your bells on any level?
Not as much, no, but I read what it was about, and I kind of feel like, and it's an animated movie, so it's not James Gunn developing a live action. But, after reading it, and as much you know me, I'm a Batman, whatever part three is, Bane fan. Like, I love Bane in the Nolan films. It just kind of feels like they're going back to the well. They're going back to Arkham Asylum. They're going back to, Batman's fighting it all the ideas, like there's more on this bone, like a lot more on this bone, and we fail to ever really get there because we are so stuck in Arkham and whatever version of the Joker we're going to get. And this is both talking games and
Yeah,
live action, you know what I mean? Like I
I get it. I get it. You're baned out. You know what I'm saying? He has a what he has a Batman has a coterie of villains. Why
a
not go with the
quarter it,
Bane?
yes.
Yeah, but here's the problem, and I want to just kind of stick up for this for a couple of reasons. One, this image looks very much like a Batman the Animated Series kind of title screen. Pretty poison. Feats of clay. Heart of ice. It kind of gives me that kind of '90s vibes.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Oh, don't get me started. Right over there.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Da, da. But there are two Banes that exist in the zeitgeist, right? There is the Bane that we've always gotten, which is the big, dumb, strong Bane that you get in Arkham Asylum, that you get in most media. You get the big, dumb Bane who's just a brute that Batman can't let himself get his back broken, right? I'm hoping that this talks about the real Bane, who is a brilliant mastermind strategist that is better than Batman in brains and brawn. He's the
Huh.
guy who orchestrated the entire Nightfall situation to get Batman to a point where he could lose to
Isn't
Bane.
that didn't they do this in Arkham 3 though? The game? Isn't that
Not,
what this was? They didn't, directly on the nose, but isn't that what this was? Bruce went to Arkham, was locked in Arkham, only now these are out of Arkham. You know what I mean? So,
mind you, like
potato,
Bane
potato.
is not a 7'9" hulking brute. You know what I'm saying? Bane is normally not that. He's usually kind of like, think 90s Venom, right?
Yeah,
He's maybe about 6'5", six
yeah.
six.
He's still a dude.
Shit, brick house, he's still a
Yeah.
human being, right? But Venom just makes him stronger, faster, but also affects his brain. It makes him smarter, sharper. He sees differently. Like I'm hoping we get the strategic Bane that outsmarts Batman and beats him at his own game
Okay.
versus the I'm hyped up on goofballs and I'm gonna break me a back. No. So like you said, there's a lot of meat on this Nightfall bone that has me excited because this is a story that has not been told before. Technically, Bane is it's like saying, "Oh, we have nothing but Joker," but we have yet to get Emperor Joker. You know what I'm saying? Or we have yet to get we just got the Killing Joke. You know what I'm saying? So to get like the iconic um like origin intro to Bane in Nightfall is really something that really has me interested. So we'll see. But at the end of the day, we'll see. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't know.
I mean, I'll watch it.
Hopefully it's good.
It's Batman.
It's Batman. The last, I've saved this for the last article of the evening. Assassin's Creed's set during post Civil War period canceled due to the increasing concerns over U.S. political climate. Did you read this article?
I had reposted this until I found out what it was because I thought I was reposting the wrong article. Let's just put it that way. And
You may
yeah, I
add.
got you. So here's what I'm gonna say about this, right? Like, I, I am impressed that Ubisoft thinks enough of Assassin's Creed that people care. You know what I mean? I guess this is where I'm coming from. I could not imagine had they let out this game that this was going to be leading on the Today Show as, oh my God, have you
What is happening?
seen
Have you
what
seen this?
Ubisoft has done
What they
in
cooking over there, man?
like so I give Ubisoft credit for thinking so highly of their property and having the faith to pull it back a bit in these trying times, I guess.
In these trying times, they thought they were cooking, bro. They thought, bro, we're gonna tell a story, bro. We're gonna tell a story that's never been told. You may wonder, Mike, Django Unchained has nothing to do with Assassin's Creed, but I think this is exactly what they wanted. They wanted to make a Django Unchained, Assassin's Creed, where your assassin is a runaway slave simulator who gets to have revenge on his what's the name of the evil sect in Assassin's Creed? um there's the Templars. Are they the Templars? They're the
Yeah,
Templars,
they're
right?
Templars. Templars, yes, they're
Yeah,
the
which
Templars.
fits
Yes.
right into the Ku Klux anyway. I think this was an amazing show of restraint on a business that had to read the effing room. You know what I mean? Like, I'm surprised. I want to, you know what? I want to see this. I want to see the production art on this thing. You know what I'm
I do
saying?
not, man. I really don't. I have an
I got to
homicide
see
type of
for the
field,
for the
like,
cringe
like,
alone. I want to
like,
see the production
like.
art on
Oh
this
man,
crazy idea.
no, no.
I need to,
So,
dog. I need it in my
will
veins,
we
bro.
see this game? Will we see this game?
No, we will
No.
see bits and pieces of this game for all time.
Yeah, it'll
Well,
get
the
leaked.
sad the sad part is some brave soul is going to make this.
Oh
Some
yeah.
intrepid soul is going to make their own slave simulator, slave warrior simulator where you get to play as a runaway slave and kill your evil masters with swords and hidden blades and stuff like that. Set in, let's say, like civil, set in post Civil War South. You know what I mean? Like, what's the iconography? You're gonna go into a bog and fight a crocodile, bro? Like
Yeah,
what
I
gods and
was just
monsters are
that.
you
Never
know?
mind. Never mind the words
This
that
is
were about
loaded.
to come
This
out
is
of
a
my
loaded. I'm sorry.
mouth.
This is a loaded gun. It's literally a loaded gun. Now, I don't mean to put you. I can see your uncomfortability about this conversation, Wash. I get it, but it's too crazy not to talk about, bro. This is wild, Doug. This is bro. You don't need to be in the kitchen. Why are you cooking? What is that smell? Is that racism? No, we don't want to smell racism tonight, man.
But to be fair, Ubisoft did make Assassin's Creed 3, which had to do with the Native Americans and
Yeah,
colonial time period, which was
yeah.
also very, controversial.
1776.
Seven,
Yeah,
but again, that didn't, again, it didn't necessarily raise the hairs. A lot of folks didn't like the game. I thought it was a good game, a bit slow, but good game. But yeah, people didn't, they weren't really up in arms about the content. They were up in arms about, the
this
game.
game sucks. The game sucks.
Yes.
But people will find, everything hides within the shadow of a doubt. So people will blame gameplay, but underneath it, they're really
Mm.
blaming the idea. Oh, I hate that movie. Star Wars Acolyte sucks. Why does it suck, buddy? It's poorly directed and the story's bad. Explain. I'm not going to say anything else. Just know that it sucks. Why do you really think it sucks, buddy? You know,
Yeah.
it's that kind of thing. You hide in the shadow of a doubt. So could this have been Game of the Year? Probably not. In an alternate timeline where this actually gets shipped and we having Slave Simulator. But I don't know if I feel comfortable as a black man playing as a runaway
I hate
slave
that
in anything.
game. Slave Simulator has to
Yeah,
go.
I don't know. Hits the ear. Hits the ear kind
You
of.
need to you need to get rid of that,
It hits the
bro.
ear kind of.
Like that's
What else is it?
I I don't know.
I'm sorry, bro.
No.
Oh no, the D is silent, bro. Anyway, that brings us to the end of our episode for MOTN episode 138, Assassin Splash Mountain. Did you know that Splash Mountain was based off Sons of the Soil, the super racist, like Southern, like Disney film that was banned because it had like Sambo stuff and like racist, like African American iconography and shit like that?
No idea. Learn something
That's
new every day.
Assassin Splash Mountain, bro. Ride the racism. Uh, Slave Simulator, ride the racism.
Dude,
coming to
just
PX6 and
let's
Xbox
go.
Series
Oh
1000.
yeah, buy our new system. We have a launch game. You guys are
Our
gonna
launch
love
game
it.
is Assassin's Creed Slave Simulator. Ride the racism. Oh, thank you so much,
It's like
Bradley.
walking. It's like the walking game. Only, never mind.
Never mind
Never
that
mind.
whole section. I'm not gonna clip that for the channel because I'm afraid I'm
Please
too much of
don't.
a coward.
Yeah,
But
don't do that.
that'll be just for you guys who watch the episode. Oh God, this has been fun. Wash, any final thoughts before we close out this beautiful evening, Doug?
No, I do not have any. Have a nice weekend. Enjoy yourselves. There's still a ton of content out there. If nothing else, go and watch Predator.
Killer of killers.
There you go. So I want to thank everyone for coming out.
Also, I know you're looking at that picture of The Witcher season 4 and say, hey, you guys did talk about it. Exactly. I put it up there and I said, you know what? This isn't even worth the docket, man. I changed my mind. This is what happens. But yeah, Liam Neeson's it's now going to be The Witcher. Not Liam Neeson's, Liam Hemsworth.
We have spoken about it.
We have spoken about it. I have spoken.
Yes.
That's being said, it is Halloween time, so looking forward to more Halloween-based content from MOTN. We're gonna have all types of tricks and spooks for you guys. So hopefully you enjoy that. That being said, I want to thank Bradley for coming by and keeping the midnight oils burning, hanging out with us. And anybody who watches this episode, I will always ask to like our content, subscribe to our channels, and comment. Let us know what you think. Are you hyped for that Assassin's Creed game for your own weird reasons? Let us know. I want to know your headcanon on how that would work out in the Adamus. I want to see the Adamus, Oh, I have such bad jokes. We have to move on. I've
Yes,
been,
we
of
can
course, your
do.
host, Mike G. We have to move on. And this has been Masters of the Nerdiverse. And with that, I'm going to say MOTN out. Take care, everybody.